Welcome everybody, I Can by Rubey. And every time I put on that camera, man, do I have a smile and happiness within my face, because I'm getting out what I feel from my heart and what I believe is the message that should get out to people. Maybe it will resonate with some, maybe not. But I always say, anything you do in this world, at least if you can reach one person, you're planting a seed of either happiness or enjoyment, or helping someone fulfill a destiny or wish, whatever it is within themselves. Transitional periods. This one you're going to go through many times in your life, and I call it like the end of one cycle and then the start of a new. And a lot of times it could be, through transitional periods. I would say before we get into it, I always like to do the definitions, because in case, just get your mind going. It's almost like before you work out, you got to stretch, right? You got to get that blood flowing and everything. You don't want to pull a muscle. Same thing here. Get the mind, get that brain stretching before you get into it, right? Transitional definition: consisting of movement, change from one state, condition, subject, plane, etc. to another. So a transitional definition to me would be consisting of movement, with anything it could be. You heard how I said a subject, a condition, a place. It could go through many things. Thought process, through your inner self, your exterior life, meaning everything external that goes on within your life. And transitional periods are tough. Everything throughout your life is tough. Lately, I've been truly realizing that things in life don't come easily. But how could I word this best? Best thing I can tell you, if I had to give you any type of knowledge or wisdom to help you through a transitional period, would be stick in there, don't give up, and keep that mind clear and free from clutter, negativity, and distractions. And a big thing I wrote here that I wanted to actually say at the end, but I want to do it first, it just came to me to get it out right now, is what are the antonyms of a transitional? There would be permanent, final, and long-term. How we all wish that things would just stay they were when they're in a golden state, or you're in a state of blissfulness. I had said in a lot of prior videos, without, going through rough times, whatever, you don't have that growth in how to deal with certain elements within your life and have the tools you need for that when you do go through these times that are difficult or transitional periods that you're going to go through many times throughout your whole life while on this earth. I call this place, and I've heard of many other people, and it came to me the other day, and I was like, this is the Earth School. This is the school of Earth. Meaning that you're in the school of what? That hard knocks life. That life that you're trying to build for yourself, right? Or one that you might just be trying to survive in, whether it be mentally, physically, all type of things. Experiences within this life are truly amazing, for they never stop. They're always there. Every time you think you're right at a goal, you might think it's a setback. No, it's teaching you something else, so that maybe it wasn't the right time just yet, but for when you get there, you start to understand. Now I know why I had to go through these certain transitional periods, so that when it came to the point of me achieving what it was at that moment and more goals or whatever it was, I had the experience that I needed. It's almost how I look at it in a lot of ways. Because I'm human too. I'm just like everyone else. I'll have sometimes things and I say, maybe I should just step back or just take a break from whatever it is. There's no specific thing I'm speaking about. And then I'll just get this insight. It's almost like my intuition telling me, no, don't do that. Don't get complacent. Keep going. And that complacency would be the antonyms of transitional periods within your life, just staying permanent, final, and long term. If you're going through any type of rough times within your life, last thing you want is them to be the antonym of the transitional period of which you're going through, of permanent, final, and long term. That's the last thing you want. You want that thing to be as what? The transitional definition, which was on the movement. Keep it moving. Keep your state and condition, keep it going, and from place or to another, but out of that mind frame and thought. I got my mouth here because, man, I have something I really want to tell you that I kind of had a small breakthrough because I was starting to realize in my life, why do I seem like I'm always going through the same life lessons and tests over and over again? And if I had to give you the biggest clue, I didn't realize what it was. And what it was is because I was repeating the same process. And what I mean by that was I was trying to solve these problems that I was going over and over with again, or repeats of certain things within my life, thinking that I finally moved on, and then I feel like, oh man, we're back to this circle again. What it was that I was trying to solve these problems with the same mentality. Even though I had changed and did so much work on within myself, there was still some of those old thought patterns or whatever it may be still trying to creep out. It's not until I totally started to snuff those things out and say, we can't have this no more. I cannot keep repeating these cycles. If I'm here and this is actually an earth school, I did not learn my lesson. So I have to keep repeating the lesson over and over and over. After a while, it's like, all right, that's it. What is it that I'm doing wrong? What is it I'm doing wrong that I keep repeating the same process and not going back? It's because I did not learn how to transition to the next period. So I didn't have those tools, like I was saying, that toolbox. I thought that I was there, but I might have been there in a certain level, but maybe not mentally, or maybe another way around. It could go on and on. It all depends on the specific situation you deal with. So transitional periods through your life. I wrote 3 things down. You're going to have many throughout your life. Well, we broke here. Break free of old habits and patterns, because I believe that that is, no matter how much you move forward within your life, if you're still holding on or clinging on to something, it could be the smallest thing or smallest habit or the same thing you keep doing day in, day out. I know for me or for you, or sometimes we are so predictable that you could watch someone, right? Let's say, well, like, let's give an example of a drone, and this drone followed a person, right, all around. And then you looked at a video of yourself, let's say, all right, I want to see. You wouldn't believe the same patterns you follow throughout your daily lives. Little clue here. So when it comes to that transitional period, handle every problem differently from how you thought before. If it is the same one, if it's something different, then that's different. Learn a new skill set and how to deal with it. If you're dealing with the same problems that are repeating within your transitional periods within your life, that means you are not breaking that cycle. It's just remanifesting itself. Actually recycling itself, that cycle. To break free of it, I use this technique, and I always said on this channel, I preach what I use, and I profess it because I try it. And that's what I want you to always do. If you try to teach someone something, do it from your heart and do it from here, that you actually say, yeah, I tried this and this and it worked. Maybe you could implement some of the stuff I did. If not, maybe just get your mind going. Deal with your problems in your life in a new manner and new light. I can't stress this enough. Whatever way you're used to dealing with your issues or problems, now we're specifically talking the ones about that repeat themselves, is because you did not learn that life lesson. If you can take it and switch it and use a different thought process and a different way of solving it, I promise you this, that thing is going to disappear, because now you can move on to the next transitional period. You want to try to make these transitional periods within your life because you're going to have them your whole life. It's just the way it is on the Earth School. But you want to make them the smoothest transition as possible, right? In anything in life, when you're doing a transition, or more so, let's say transaction within anything, business, whatever it may be, buying something, you always want that transaction to go smoothly. Even going to have a meal, right? Person might bring out the thing wrong. Oh man, you don't want to send it back, or you're thinking, you want everything to go smooth within your life, right? So make those transitional periods run smoothly. Learn new techniques, methods to deal with yourself. Really look deep within yourself. I had to do it, and I was like, when I actually saw, wait a minute, I am doing great here, here, and here, but this problem kept coming up, and it's not until I finally did that problem started to absolve itself. I didn't see it no more. And I was like, something to this. So, those transitional periods, don't beat yourself up. Look, you still keep going around that same circle. Get off that hamster wheel. Get off that same, how do they say, just chasing your own tail. There's tons of things, right? These proverbs and all things that people put out. Make it your goal that no matter what comes up in your transitional periods, you transition smoothly. I Can by Rubey. Take care.